headshots be praised or banned? Today we're going to be talking about airsoft versus paintball. Have airsofters gone too soft? And how does someone who's had both experience in the paintball and airsoft scene have an opinion on it? Stay right tuned. It is time for Airsoft Radio. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Airsoft Radio. It's been a long time since we've been here. So today on the show, we're going to essentially be talking about headshots in Airsoft. I know it's going to be a conversation that many people are going to have opinions for, and we can already see the comment section going live. So we've all played a game and taken that shot to the head, whether it's the forehead, the goggles, lips, or even a tooth or two. But the way the airsoft community reacts, it kind of leaves us asking, should headshots be banned if we could? Now, let's be fair, it's something that I'd like to say is never going to be enforceable, but it is that conversation. Or should headshots be praised for a shot of skill or maybe just some luck? That's going to be the conversation today. Now, if you are new here, this is Airsoft Radio, your weekly Airsoft live show coming directly to you on Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcasting platform. And we have 3 co-hosts. So we have Sarah.
Yo, hello.
We have Jim. Oh, that way.
You just unprofessional. They're 3 weeks away. You can't I'm out of this amateur outfit.
And myself, Graham, and each week we're going to discuss all things airsoft related. That's news, events, general discussions, and definitely controversial topics. But it's not only us, as we bring a different guest on the show each week to give us their insight and opinion. Maybe not always a popular opinion, but they're going to share it anyway. So this week we have Ash, aka the Hidden Hedgehog. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
To the show.
Nice to be here.
Good, and so glad to have you on. I know it's been something we spoke about for months now, even back at National Airsoft Festival.
Yeah, we did. We had a good conversation about it.
I always want to say that we should have recorded that and just release it out there.
I know, right? Yeah. Maybe we could edit out a few swear words and other controversial things to make it, family friendly. I think.
It's Airsoft Radio, and we have Jim here. There's no such thing as family friendly when we get on. When
so
we get
why
on
the fuck would we do that? Kids should be in bed.
Well, that's about something to talk about for sure. Guys and girls, if you are tuned in, don't forget you can share your views and opinions throughout the show. We'll do our very best to feature them throughout. And if you've got a question, we can also throw that to one of us here on the show. And while you also are here, why not subscribe to the show? If you're watching on YouTube, you can just hit the subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, you can type live in the comment section, and a Pewbot will message you and get you to subscribe to the show. And that way you'll be notified every time we go live, because we've now changed time slots, and we've had, is it 2 or 3 months away, guys? It feels too long.
Nearly 3, I think. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's nearly been 3 months.
3.
Hopefully we're back for more long term, but the show will be on Mondays at 9 p.m. from now on, not from 8. And we can see in the comment section there, Dan's already said, boom, you're back. Yes, we are. So it's been good to get back. So Ash, for anyone who's not heard of you or seen you, especially as you are primarily a paintballer, would you mind giving the players a brief introduction about you and maybe your paintball and airsoft history?
Okay, so I'm a paintballer. Don't hate. I'm a paintballer. I kind of play, obviously, predominantly mag-fed. For those who don't know what that is, paintball has evolved past the big hopper on top of the marker, the red mask, there are the space guns where people are shooting behind inflatable bunkers. People have gone past that now, and we've gone into something which is called mag-fed, which is essentially if you put a mag-fed player with an M4 next to an airsoft player with an M4, apart from the mask, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. So that's kind of what I play. I did the whole YouTube thing blah 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 blah, and yeah, and kind of like just flying around the world, played in different communities of MagFed, and dived into a little bit of Airsoft as well, which is nice because I've been able to get both sides of the coin. We've all had that, heard and read all about the silly arguments and the comparisons between the two, and you find most people that have that argument have only actually played one and not the other. So I've played both, and it's nice to get the different opinions on both sports.
Well, there's definitely going to be some opinions about this. I suppose Sarah and Jim, have you actually played paintball before?
I've not played paintball ever in my life, not even through
good.
work or as a kid or anything. My dad's played it, and it totally did his back in because someone shot him right up the spine. But no, I've never played it, mostly because it was Airsoft I came across first, and I was around people that were like, "Stay away from paintball. Paintball's not good. Paintball's not cool.
Yeah,
don't go near it. It's much more painful." But the thing is, I'm not bothered about pain. It was this whole sort of attitude around paintball is not cool.
Yeah. See, I was on the opposite side. Like, I have no doubt that if I'd have found Airsoft first, I probably would have just played Airsoft first. But I didn't. I found paintball first, fell in love with that. And I didn't really hear about Airsoft until a long time later. But it was the same. Oh, no, don't play Airsoft. It's not cool. It's for kids. It's just for kids and stuff. So, but we're talking about 10 years ago here, so it's a long time has passed. A community, in my opinion, has matured somewhat to the typical arguments that you see online with their every Airsofter has a heart of a warrior and all, and all that funny meme. We've all seen it. But the thing is, the paintball has exactly the same thing. We've got a soldier, and it's behind every paintball mask is a heart of a warrior, lion, blah blah blah. We're heroes too. So it's two sides of the coin there, and But it's interesting you say about the pain aspect, because I think that's one thing that's it can put a lot of people off, but at the same time, there's the flip side of it where people love that because you get more adrenaline from it. So I can see why people continue to play paintball and don't differ from that. But I can also see people well, do you know what? I don't want to go home with bruises, without putting a fine point on it. Does Airsoft hurt more than paintball? Hell no, it doesn't. Paintball hurts a lot more than Airsoft. And some people like that. And I can,
It's at 9 p.m. from now.
when I get hit,
It's at 9 p.m. from now.
kind of like just try and do what I can with it, really, basically. But I can see both sides why people wouldn't want to play it because of the pain aspect. But it's not to say that I haven't been hurt in Airsoft. They sting.
I would say I played paintball. I mean, the first time was like 10 or 11. And that first paintball that hit me, it was, a Christmas present or something. And that first paintball that hit me was frozen, wasn't it? And that was it. That was enough to shock me. Like, I don't want to be hit for the rest of the day. It was like dead arm, and that was it. That was like, right, that's my warning shot. But it didn't go off, so I'm not out.
The thing is, it's the anticipation of it, because when you go in and people have told you, the whole stigma that paintball, it's so painful. Yeah, it hurts. But in the heat of the moment, when you've got the adrenaline going, sometimes you don't even feel it.
Yeah.
In an hour, you feel it, but at that moment, you don't feel it.
I must admit, when I play CQB and I get over that first hit of the day, I'm fine then. I can go all day and get hit all day. I'm in pain in the evening, but it's true. You don't feel it. So, just go with the adrenaline.
Get addicted to that adrenaline from paintball, and I'm sure you probably get it in Airsoft as well. I'm quite positive you do. But the pain aspect of it, the adrenaline comes from the pain, in my opinion. Well, that's where I get it from. I don't want to be hit, because I don't want to be hit. I don't mind getting hit, but I don't want to be. And that's where the heartbeat starts going, because especially in CQB, someone's around that corner, and you're going to shoot shot point blank. You got to bite your tongue, because it's there's a bit of pain there. But it's sometimes you get that so much adrenaline that you just don't even feel it.
Jim, paintball. I'm pretty certain you played well before me.
Oh, yeah, it was a really good stag do. And yeah, that's about my limits to paintball. It's like, yeah, okay, everyone just runs around and splats each other with paint, and it's like, great.
You see, you see, when I hear that, and it's kind of great, but it's also, in my opinion, it's a little bit of a downside of paintball. It's like you want to go because most sites now do rental airsoft now, right?
Yeah,
and that's kind of, you go and experience it, and that's exactly how it is. You get a riff. You get the vest and all that sort of stuff, and you can go out. I don't know if rentals get masks or whether they just get iPro. I'm not quite sure, but it's like the actual experience of paintball when you have your own gear. One, is so much cheaper than it is rental, and two, it's so much cooler. Like I said, you get given these terrible overalls in rental paintball, a terrible gun which doesn't shoot anything, and this terrible mask that steams up. And then at the end of it, they're like, "Oh, do you want to join this hobby?" No, I don't. It's terrible. I look like a Power Ranger. It's not what I like. So if sites would actually start showing paintball as kind of like, because there's no doubt, like airsoft is booming in the UK. It's massive. It's growing. But why is that? Is it because there's that milsim Call of Duty feel to it? So kids are like, "Oh, do you know what? I want to give it a go for real." Instead of playing the game, I want to play airsoft. But we don't kind of get that in paintball, because when people think paintball, they think stag doos. They think ridiculously expensive paint that's you're going to aim here and it's going to shoot up there somewhere. And it's a shame, really. It's a constant battle for us ballers.
I also think of Delta Force in a shopping centre.
Exactly, yeah. Play paintball for £5. Yeah, it's £5 to turn up, but then it's another £100 to actually do anything. Little Timmy's, nagging on his mum's coat because he wants to spend another £60-70 on paint. And it's like, it's a shame. It makes paintballers cry, because if it wasn't so expensive and they did brand it a little bit so it wasn't so stag doy, we'd probably get a lot more people, giving it a go and wanting to play. But it is what it is. Each has its, each has its bears to cross. In paintball, it's the cool factor. In airsoft, it's headshots. Oh, I got it in there.
It's going to be like that tonight. Let's talk about the cost. As someone who's been in paintball long enough now, what's the cost like? Let's say once you've got your kit.
You see, I have this argument with Magda all the time. I think on the outside, I think there's not really that much of a cost difference. Right? It depends which industry and where they get their money, right? So if you're going to buy your equipment, you can buy a stock airsoft gun, right? But they suck, most of them, right? The stock ones suck. Do they? They do, right?
Well, it depends on who you talk to and what your expectations are. But every airsoft gun can be tweaked for sure.
So, for example, let's just say a VSR 10.
Yeah.
Right. You buy a VSR. Do you know what? I've seen Novrich's videos. I want to be a sniper just like Novrich. I'm a little kid. I want a VSR 10. So you buy a stock VSR 10, and you can't do what you have to spend. Another £400-500 on gear, on upgrades and stuff. I'm not too au fait with the upgrades. So in paintball, it's not like that, because technically, even though there's really expensive gear as well, technically everybody's on a level playing field. You can update a barrel and have a rifle barrel, but they're not, £400-500 worth of upgrades. The concept is the same. You have a marker, you put the air in the back, and you shoot a projectile. The internals don't get changed. You can clean them, but it doesn't make a difference. So the cost, the paintball comes from the projectiles, because they're expensive, and they don't come down. And I saw a comment, someone just put more kills per pound, and that's true. In airsoft, how much is 1,000 BBs? Like a tenner, maybe £8 or something.
Well, most £8 for 2.5,
isn't it?
3,000.
Well, there you go. So it's kind of like, and that's cool. And I've gone to like the airsoft games, and and I do it to just unwind, and I'm shooting. I think this is great. I'm loving this. I'm having a great time. Just shooting people. I don't have to worry about reloading all the time. I have 7 rounds in my paintball marker. 7. You know? Shall I shoot? No, it's too expensive. I'll wait. You know?
Is there a difference between the cost of the mag-fed paintball balls, or are they all the same?
No, they're all the same. The only difference is that we have a sniper projectile called First Strike, which they're like D-shaped. We call them shaped projectiles, and they have like obviously fins on. So they're basically like a shuttlecock. I don't have one here, I don't think, so I can't show you, unfortunately. But yeah, so they're quite expensive. So what was that?
No, I was just saying you don't have thousands of them on the floor like we do with BBs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Magda, you're lovely. Okay, so let's see if I can get this into the camera. So we have these, and so these are the new kind of like, this is the new age kind of like projectile that it's called the First Strike. We have actual rifle barrels. So this spools up in the barrel, so we get increased accuracy and increased range. And most people don't even know this exists. Now, does this hit harder than paintball? Yes, it does. But, you know, it's the velocity is still the same as a normal paintball. They're just a lot more accurate. So these allow us to hit up to 100 meters. And, yeah, but these, I mean, I don't know the exact ones, but I think there's something like 30, 40 cents each. Yeah,
no, you're gonna have to be accurate.
They are coming down in price, but I think the latest that you can buy, I think it's like a box of 250, and it's about £95 for 250.
Jesus, and whoever complained about heavyweight BBs, I know Jason Ferguson's in there. I know there's a few other retailers in here who sell heavyweight BBs. I think we should.
Like for a sniper, I mean, they class it as the sniper projectile. So you could buy, I think it's, again, it's been so long since I've shot actually round paintballs because I only shoot these. But, you know, it's like 25, 30 pounds, something maybe for like 2,000 paintballs, you know, but you'll go through them all, you know, playing the game and stuff. Whereas you don't have to go through all these because you're going to hit more people. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's different sports are getting essentially the revenue from different parts of an industry. We get ours from the projectiles, from the consumables, whereas the airsoft has a more of an upgrade kind of like solution to their revenue, you know, if that makes sense. But yeah, there you go.
Can you put a price on dignity though?
Oh wow.
We'll gloss over this. This is not an argument of paintball versus airsoft. This is really not.
I'm not arguing. Airsoft's way better.
Let's talk dignity. Obviously, a lot of people expect paintballers to, as you say earlier, run around in boiler suits, typically bright blue for some reason, as opposed to anything military orientated, or anything that will camouflage in. But let's be fair. I mean, if anyone's seen your channel here, it's just one of the videos on there. I mean, this one's just from the trailer. It's anything but with paintball now. Essentially,
it's literally like, I mean, I have a very unorthodox kind of like style, so I don't know necessarily if my videos really kind of like show mag-fed as a, well, that does, yeah, you know, I've got a Remington rifle which I can shoot people through my scope, you know, there's no CGI there or anything. I'm hitting people at 40, 50 up to 100 meters. So, you know, but most people, you know, they wear all the same gear, all the mag pouches are all the same as the airsoft stuff, they all fit, so it's kind of like
headshot there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't get that in airsoft anymore, do you? You know what? That's the new marketing thing. Come to paintball. We can shoot people in the head. You know, so it's kind of like, yeah, a lot of people, all the same gear. Most people use their airsoft gear if they play airsoft to play paintball as well, and vice versa, because all the gear is universal. We wear fast helmets. The only difference, the notable difference, is obviously it's compulsory for us to wear full face. We have to wear a paintball mask.
No mesh. No mesh then.
In France and Germany, I believe that you can wear a mesh, and if you're in Poland, well, they just don't have any rules at all. But, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, in Europe, you don't have to wear a mesh. You can. I played in Poland, and they just wear goggles.
They have to be full seal, though, don't they?
Yeah, full steel, not glass. It have to be full steel. But I mean, they're crazy people. If they get hit in the mouth, they're not losing a tooth; they're losing teeth. You know, it's you know, and that's just silly. But we don't allow that. The rules are different in the UK. You have to wear a proper paintball mask. It can't be a combination of, you know, your gas mask, airsoft paintball gas mask on eBay for $9.99. It doesn't work like that. Everything has to be a paintball approved, which I think is great. I think it's, you know, it saves on the problem that you guys are having, but it's quite hard to get behind the rifle.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, one of the reasons I went from paintball and play paintball and enjoyed airsoft more was the ability to wear mesh. Now, I know that's more controversial nowadays than when I started, 15 years ago, because now a lot of people will say no to mesh even in airsoft, and I still wear mesh. I've got glasses, but I also run mesh as well. Depends on what event it is. But the whole fogging situation. But I mean, Jim will probably have to say here that airsofters are switching more and more to these full face masks, especially the skirmishes, whether it's the MI7 one by Titman or the Die 4 mask.
Yeah, it's a lot more popular for airsofters now. It's the smallest. It's actually the smallest, or one. Yeah, it is the smallest paintball mask you can buy, and it's probably one of the most popular. So I see it's mainly obviously for speed softeners. They love like the i4s. It's amazing. Or is that a swear word in this? Is that a swear word?
No. It's just a hatred. Internal hatred. No, not at all. I love you, sweet softers, but I will never play that shit game.
Eventually, sites will start enforcing a rule that full face is compulsory in airsoft. Not mesh, but actually I guess mesh, but yeah, just full face protection will be compulsory. Just to solve any arguments of people getting annoyed that they've been beasted in the face by a BB.
All right, we'll go with Jim first, and then we'll go with Sarah. Jim, do you want to say what you play with, and then your opinion on this?
I don't think that's on the show, is it?
Well, I know you're a fan of the Die 4 masks.
Yeah. Do you know what? I honestly don't care. Like, play with whatever makes you feel comfortable and what makes you feel confident. If you want to wear a full face mask in airsoft, do it. It's I get why more and more people are doing it, because people don't want to go to work the next day with massive welts on their head and look like they've got some kind of, incurable disease. Or probably the most common conversation I've had in the shop is when someone goes, "Nah, I've got to wear a full face mask, mate. I've got a wedding to go to tomorrow." The missus will kill me for that. And I've never been one of those people that's been snobby. Oh, you got to wear a full face mask, or you can only wear glasses. I've only ever worn glasses, and I know I do it at my own risk. And I've seen plenty of people get teeth shut out, and I still choose to be stupid. Had a couple of close calls, but it's all right. But I mean, I remember way back in the day when I was a kid. Ant and Dec were on a TV show called Biker Grove, and we saw firsthand what happens when you lift up your face mask at paintball.
That episode,
I've gone blind. So that's why paintball's the most dangerous game you'll ever play, kids. You heard it from Ant and Dec.
And I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but in terms of shop sales, would you say you sell more full face than
No,
lenses?
definitely way more glasses. Glasses, but with I think like for us, the big trend has been lower meshes. Lower mesh sales is way bigger than full face masks. I think will ever be, just because a lot of people find them more comfortable, and you don't have the fogging issues.
Meshes look cool. I think they look cool.
Yeah, they can be. I mean, I hate them. I mean, if you've got a beard, they're the worst thing in the world you could ever wear. Sarah will clearly know what my pain is on that one. But yeah,
savage.
What is the worst pain? Worst thing getting shot is having a hair pulled out from your beard by a mesh mask. It's just, I won't do it.
So what do you wear, Sarah?
When you wear a bandana, I was gonna say, when you wear the bandana, the worst one is when the hairs stick through the bandana. That's the
Well,
bit I hate.
that's just your prickly ginger hair, mate. Nothing to do with the mask.
Sorry, Sarah, you were talking about your beard. I mean, your face protection.
Oh yeah, my beard, yeah, shave this morning. When I first started playing airsoft, I was told very early on, don't Google airsoft eye injuries. So what was the first thing I did? I was like, oh my fuck, this is going to happen to me. And then very early on, I went to a game where they had a safety briefing where they had a projector going on, and they pulled up pictures of what was going to happen to you if you didn't wear your eye protection. So I was proper full seal. I used to wear a helmet as well, so my forehead was protected. I used to wear a scarf like right up here with the whole mesh thing. I didn't trust anybody. I was looking after myself.
Sounds more like you were robbing a bank.
Yeah, basically.
How many games did you last wearing that before died of heat exhaustion?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the fogging with the scarf and a mesh mask and full seal, it just wasn't good. I at one point I couldn't see anything at one game. I was like, I just gave up because I couldn't see a thing. But I wouldn't go any less. But now I've sort of relaxed it a bit more. But I still, for games, will wear full seal because much as the glasses look good, you are taking a chance. I've seen where BBs have smacked people's cheek and they've gone up into their eye. I've seen all sorts of strange things happen with glasses where they do just fall off. I just don't trust.
What's really interesting about that, what from both the comments, is that you're both essentially taking responsibility, which is as a paintballer, when I hear the arguments, I can't get with them, because it's like. But it's like saying that people shouldn't be shooting people in the head and stuff like that. They should be not shooting. And it's like, in my opinion, like the responsibility is on the person. If you don't want to get shot in the face, you wear full face. That's what you really do. It's like, but I feel like a lot of these people that don't like it, they're trying to push the responsibility of that onto the shooter. Now, for me, there's no way that I'm putting getting shot into the face, that responsibility onto a shooter. That's on me. If I want to risk losing a tooth, that's on me. That's my fault. If I get shot in the face and it looks like, I've got a big bruise or it's bleeding, well, it's full me. I shouldn't have. It's a game where you shoot people. You can't go, oh, well, actually, I don't like that part of the body being shot, so let's ban it. If I'm a pianist or I'm a typer and I don't want to be shot in the hand because it might ruin my work, I'm going to wear gloves. If I don't wear gloves, I can't moan that I've been shot in the hand because it offends me because I'm a pianist. It's a silly argument, in my opinion, that that shouldn't happen. And if you notice, do you think that a lot of the hate has come straight from YouTubers? No one had a problem with headshots before cameras and YouTube came along, and now people have a problem with it. Why do you think that is?
See, I don't think that is just that was there like when I started. People didn't like getting shot in the head. It would be one of the things you'd hear grumbling on a site. But I think the difference is now that because there is that voice with YouTube, and because people could now, for whatever it's worth, people can put their opinions out there and think that they matter. That's why it's being talked about. It's not that it's
been blown out of proportion, really.
Yeah, but then I also think it's blown out of proportion by the people that are profiting from it, if that makes sense. I think it helps the debate to be fueled. I mean, ultimately, like I say, I don't care. If the rules are there, it's in every safety brief. Wear full face, especially in a CQB site if you're going to do that. But my biggest thing is has the sportsmanship and the being a gentleman's rules, if you will, of not being a dick. I think that's what's gone, not the actual headshot issue. Because it used to be if you had the choice, you could either shoot someone in the head or you could shoot them, anywhere else. That's why I was always taught to do it, is that you shoot them somewhere else. It's the kind of thing to do. It's what I would hope someone would do to me. But there are plenty of people that are just, and I mean, some people have said in the comments before, it's just like, I will only take headshots because that's the only way people take it. And it's sort of sad to see that more than anything, because to me, it means that the sportsmanship seems to be going out of the game.
Yeah, I was just going to say before. I think the conversation isn't so much about banning headshots. It's, the sportsman side of should you take a headshot when other body parts are available? And I'd love to hear your insight from the paintball perspective on this.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm a paintball sniper. Headshot is the holy grail. That's what I go for. I go for the head every single time. That's just the way. And the thing is, obviously, we wear full face. The only time that I'm not going to say it makes me kind of like cringe is when people don't wear their actual head. Yeah, the head protection, a bandana, maybe a fast helmet, anything. When people don't wear that and I manage to clip them on the head, I know it's hurt. But the thing is, it's like he's chosen that. I'm going to go for the head. That is in my opinion, in paintball, it's the safest place to hit someone. Because technically the paintball mask is the most safest piece of equipment that you own. That's why you wear it on the face, and it's compulsory. And if you can get them on the mask, they don't feel it at all. They might get knocked on the floor, but, they're not going to feel it. So it's like, for me as a paintballer, if I get headshotted, my thumb's going up. I'm like, fair play, you got me. That was good. Most of the time, you can only see a head. People are looking around like this. But that's where it comes to, someone already said earlier, you can't police it. It's impossible to police. And what happens if you accidentally shoot someone in the face, and then someone complains, and then that kid gets banned? You're banned because you deliberately did it on purpose. I think that you could have shot me in the body, whereas that person at the time, he could have been startled. Oh, sprayed. There you go. He got hit in the face, and he's been blamed for it.
The wind, the overhop, anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, this is something I don't know. Is the technology of airsoft at a point that at 70 meters you can aim the crosshairs at the face and guarantee that you're going to hit them in the face? Is airsoft technology at that point?
No way. Because at the end of the day, we're looking at a 0.2 to a 0.5 gram BB that the slightest breath of air on there can take it off course. Yeah. So, I mean, you can guarantee you can hit 70 meters, but I don't think we could guarantee, as much as some people say it's a straight line. It may be a straight line in perfect conditions and no wind.
Yeah. But this is where the editing comes in. Now, this is something that I obviously have a lot of experience on. And this is where I think it has been glorified into a problem, but I don't think it's as big a problem as people think. The only thing is obviously people moaning about it because they've ended up on YouTube. Right, which is, I mean, okay, I can appreciate that, but it's like people. I've done it. People put crosshairs. People are, oh yeah, he aimed for the face on purpose because I saw it in his video. Like, it's very, very. It's how can I put it? Portraying that you're a super accurate sniper is a lot more marketable than saying that every shot I took was a lucky shot, or actually I actually took 20 shots at you and I missed them all. Nobody wants to see a video miss. You're just going to cut it straight to the one where you've hit him, and you've hit him in the face, and now it looks like you've did it on purpose. You've aimed for the face. Not just that, you've aimed all the way over here somewhere, and you've moved the footage and put the crosshairs right on his eye, because it looks good. That's just the way it is. So I do think that it's been exaggerated a bit, and obviously I do think that people are a little bit biased towards YouTubers because of it, because people do, and YouTubers use it. I use it.
Well, I was going to say, and I won't bring up your channel on right now in terms of all the thumbnails, but would you say the fact is that the clickbaity title of headshots works? 100%. And
100%. I mean, I think it's different now because I think, the clickbait has gone past headshots and it's gone on to fights, cheating, arguments, just everything else, because that's unfortunately just the way it is once you've had a certain. But, wind the clock back, 3-4 years and stuff. Headshots, you put up a headshot, you're booming with views. These days, everyone can get a headshot. It's just very clever editing. And anyone that says that they don't edit their videos out and they don't edit all the misses out, they're lying through their teeth. 100%.
They're not going to be a big channel, are they? Because at the end of the day, and this is something that I think a lot of, especially newer airsofters, don't realize, that the videos are there for entertainment. They don't represent a full day's gameplay.
Exactly, 100%. And that's where, people going, oh, I want to get the headshot and stuff. And, you want to impress people and show people, and so you're not going to put the misses in. You're not going to put that you aimed it and you just happened to just bend around and hit his face. You're going to put up, I deliberately aimed for the eye and my rifle was good enough to hit it. No, of course you're going to put that because you're staging a scene. But I do think that it's been, YouTubers have worked out that actually this gets me shitloads of views. Why wouldn't you market it like that? So I don't think anything has changed. Lots of people get shot and get shot in the chest, get shot in the neck, get shot in the hand or whatever. But it's the headshots, because they are the holy grail of shots. They're obviously glorified into something. And obviously I think people that have been shot at and have ended up on YouTube, I do think that they've made a bit of noise about it. I think they should, if they don't want to get hit in the face, all the stuff where people have gone, oh, I got hit in the face and it was deliberate. He was over there somewhere. And actually you've been shot over here. It shows me you don't really have a clue where you've been shot and who shot you. You've just said it was on purpose just because, I don't know, pride? Is it pride? People don't like getting shot and being on camera? Should sites start banning cameras?
Don't you think that YouTubers have a bit more responsibility than just saying it's entertainment, though? Because if you're trying to portray this as what the game is, to then promote that, and as you say, actively seek it out and actively, in some cases, create that narrative that you're then fueling the argument to make, or not you personally, but you said YouTuber is fueling the argument, almost making it polarizing just so that you can benefit personally. Doesn't it? I don't know. I heard what you said, and I just thought, wow, that's really fucking sad. That's what now. If I had a kid that was just like, I want to get into airsoft or paintball, and that was their first impression of it, to then find out it's been manufactured, and then to turn around and say, well, I've got to do that because that's what that guy did, because people can be impressionable. That you have a bit more responsibility than that.
I get what you're saying and everything, and I agree to a point, but at the same time, for example, look at Formula E. What do they advertise in Formula E? Crashes, people shouting over the microphone, arguments, all that sort of stuff, because it's drama. People want it. That's how you get more people to view. Now, when those kids that watch those videos go, oh, do you know what? He took a headshot, and I want to do the same thing. And they take their stock VSR 10 down the sight with them, and little Timmy bolts it and fires and realizes, actually, it doesn't go where I need to. And then all of a sudden he has to start working a bit harder. And then he realizes, actually, getting a headshot is actually really difficult. It's not as easy as it's made out. Do I aim for the head in my shot? Well, I do. Do I think I'm going to hit it? Hell no, I don't. If I do, of course, I'm going to put in my video, I aim for the head. Because that's just what you do. I'm not going to say, I'm shit, but I managed to get a headshot. I'm going to say that I aim for it, But it's the technology in paintball is not at a point where I can put my crosshairs on someone's head and go, I'm definitely going to get him in the face. It's not like that at all. But I'm never going to.
Yours are really angled, aren't they? I mean, it's some of those shots.
Is any low trees, and I'm and it sucks for me. But I think it just a little bit more. I get that people should be. I can agree to what you said with things like cheater videos. I don't like cheater videos, and thus said person, I've spoken to him numerous times. We have just a different opinion about that. There's still some, mutual respect there, but I don't do that for exactly the reasons you've just said. I don't want to portray my sport as being loads of cheaters. That's just that's just what I do. But I think with the headshots, because technically airsoft is a safe sport if you're wearing all the correct gear. You're playing a sport where you're going to get shot. If people are classing headshots as being disrespectful because that person dislikes headshots, but like I said, what about the pianist? What about the typer? I think it's disrespectful to shoot me in the hand because I do it. I use my hands as a job. You can't ban hand shots just because I find it offensive and unsportsman that someone shot me in the hand. Do you know what I mean? I have to. This is the sport. You're going to get shot head to toe. Wear the correct protective gear according to what you want to wear. Like you'd never see, well, let's say very rare. If you're going to go to a CQB game, people wear mesh. 100% wear mesh, don't they? Do you see people without mesh on CQB games?
Unfortunately, yeah, especially if I'm playing.
Yeah.
It's usually
I wear mesh, yeah.
it's big boys rules at that point, and I would argue that in CQB you actually probably stand a higher chance of getting hit in the face from a ricochet than you do a direct shot. So it's. I mean, to me, the argument comes down to intent. If you are going out there and intentionally seeking this out as like headshots are the only way, that's as you say, the holy grail. Then surely the holy grail, if it was sportsmanship or I don't know, just player ability or whatever else, then why not make that the holy grail? Yeah, that's my argument to YouTubers, and I've been shot down and taken the piss out of before by one of them for it, because fuck knows, people shouldn't take responsibility for their own actions.
I think YouTubers use it as fuel for their videos. I don't think people actively go out just to shoot people in the face and that's it. Because one, I think most airsofters know that the technology is not there for them to actually be able to do that, and so it's all luck. If they actually manage to get, I've got him in the face, sweet. When you're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield and you get that dunk when you hit them in the head, hell yes. You know what I mean? So you get that little buzz and stuff like that. It's the people that get shot in the head and they're not wearing the face protection that tend to be the ones that dislike it, because it's like, you've hit me in the face and it hurts. But I don't know. I don't think any player actually, regardless. You can't turn around and say, well, it's on people's videos, so obviously you're meant to do it, because every single airsoft video out there is so edited now. Some of my videos, I've had to edit the entire sound out completely because I've had people swearing in the background. And I was like, well, I don't want that in there. So I've had to redo the entire audio, and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of the videos, I've linked 2 videos, a day and a night video together. One video was took in the day. I entered a building. I faded it to black. And then I put a nighttime video of me going through the same video playing and made it look like it was the same video. You can't judge. It's entertainment. Like you said, you can't go, well, that's exactly what he's done. And he's actively trying to hurt people. It's not that. It's all a show. It's all a show.
You're telling a story. I mean, your videos more than most are very highly polished. And obviously you do a lot of work. And I mean, I could be wrong here, but some of it is almost staged in terms of getting that kind of third perspective or third point of view, retelling the story.
All the third persons. See, this is what I like. I like it when people go, "Oh, look at this guy. He's not a sniper. He's got a guy following him in round and gain." I'm like, people think that I have got someone with me in a camouflage ghillie suit filming me, but I'm not. I just stage it so well and blend it together so it looks like that. All my shots, I get them. Have I got one shot, one kill before? Yeah, I have. Is it rare? Hell, of course it's rare. But I'm not going to tell people it's rare. I'm pushing that one shot, one kill all day long, because that's what you do. It's like on a CV. On a CV, you're not going to go, well, I'm good at this. I'm not that good at this, but you're going to be putting in bold what you can do. Yeah,
you don't lie about what you can't do on a CV because you get found out. It's just like, that's dumb as fuck.
It's all a show, and I just think that with the headshots, I think it's been blown out of proportion a little bit. And I just think, you know what, the YouTubers are doing this, and some of them are doing it as a job, some of them are not, and it's a show. You could argue that actors in films, I saw this actor in his film torture someone. Oh, he's obviously a nasty person.
That's different, because that is pure entertainment. Whereas the problem you've got with a lot of YouTubers is that they are coming out and saying they are part of the industry. They are a voice of the industry, or an ambassador for a brand or something like that. Yeah, and they're shifting products. So there's a definite difference in responsibility.
And how many kids get into acting to go, well, I get to torture somebody because I've seen it in a film.
Yeah. I just that players should just be a little bit more like, do you know what? Yeah, I know he said and people have done this and done that. But again, the videos are so highly edited that a lot of it's a show. And unfortunately, because of YouTube and because of the algorithms and because of all the other stuff, and the fact that every other airsoft films and has a YouTube channel now, just like same as Paintball, is that unless you promote and embellish, you just get lost. So the good ones, tend to rise above it all because, they embellish the things that are going on. But because they're YouTubers, they also get penalized. Oh, you're just doing it for views, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Do YouTubers get more people into the sport? I'd say they do, more than a lot of people.
But are they getting the right people?
I just think they're getting people outside of Airsoft or outside of paintball into the sport. Now, what they choose to do inside that sport is up to the site, the field, and the players they play around, Well, as soon as they realise that it ain't one shot, one kill, and not everyone's bloody Mark Wahlberg from Shooter, just because you bought a VSR 10. As soon as they realise that, and they actually realise, I've actually really try and hit people here, and if there's a body shot and you get the body, great. If there's all of it and you manage to hit a headshot, you've hit a headshot. You go home for, do you know what? I aimed and I got it. I did good. You get the buzz and people want to go back and I get a good feeling when I hit people in the face,
Sarah, you got the deliberate headshots.
Yeah, but again, but it's different in paintball because obviously we have the full face. But again, the mindset in the paintball is very much like, you got me in the face. That's a hard thing to do. There's a thumbs up, and then it's just on to the next. We not yet anyway. We haven't had people yet start moaning. I think I had a comment once where someone said, why do you always aim for the face? Isn't it a bit like unsportsmanship? And I kind of replied and posted up with a video and go, look, okay, I shot this guy in the face, so I tend to post these videos. So here's another person I shot in the throat, so he had no protection in his neck. I didn't mean to hit him in the throat. I just hit him in the throat. It probably hurt more than the headshot.
Absolutely. Sarah, you were trying to say something.
Well, no, I was just going to say it's like most YouTubers, they jump on a trend. So the trend for headshots started, everybody does that now. The trend for cheaters, everybody does that. So I was thinking maybe if I start a YouTube channel and hit everyone in the balls, I'll start a new trend.
100%. It's embarrassing.
We're position, you know what I mean?
The clickbait title, you can have a guy screaming with the black and white outline, hitting the ball, OMG, angry, all that. So it's just embellishing the show. Everyone's been
and
shot.
If everyone jumped off a cliff.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the attitude. So let's try not to focus on the headshots, but the attitude between the different communities. From paintball to airsoft, and you've done both games. What would you say is the biggest difference in attitudes, if any?
For me, it's the same. It's the same. Everyone says that there's this massive divide between airsoft and paintball, but there is on social media. But at a game, there's not. So my local walk-on, I'm going to give a little shout out because it's really nice. I play at Red Alert. They're kind of like that's my local site. That's where I play paintball. It's where I play airsoft.
Now, so they do airsoft too, don't they?
Yeah, and the airsoft's great. And I was a bit nervous. Magda took me to the airsoft. I was a bit like, I'm a paintballer. It's just like, and do you know what? Everyone there welcomed me with open arms. Everyone knew, that I was a YouTuber. Everyone knew that I was a paintballer. So everyone has these cheeky little digs at me, but it's done in a way that's just like, yeah, that's funny.
Convert.
Exactly, you know what I mean? It's like the very first time that I went, and the organizer, right, has anyone got any medical conditions that I should be aware of? And someone just kind of went, well, he's a paintballer, and then ha ha ha. And then, so it was funny, and I've been welcomed with open arms. Most paintballers now play airsoft. So many people I know that play both. You'll find that the most people that hate it are kids online. That they've never played one or the other, or they just do it because let's get some likes on my post. That's all I see. I don't think there's again, it's embellished. I think that maybe back in the day, I said we get more hate, magfed paintballers, from speedball, which is they're our own kind.
Our community.
It's just a different style. The speedballers do tournaments, they do inflatables, the magfed does. But even then, when I say it's like we don't hate each other, but you can tell that, I'm never going to play that game. It's stupid. And, so it's kind of like, maybe it's the same between like milsim airsofters and
milsim and speedsoft. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably exactly the same, but in regards to mag-fed paintball and airsoft, like the milsim airsoft, I don't see the difference. It's a load of people. It's a load of grown adults. Well, adults, some not grown up, but going in and shooting people with stuff, either in the woods or in buildings, and then they go home. Do I think that airsofters are a little bit pretty with their gear? Yeah, they need to get a little bit down and dirty a little bit, when they moan about us paintballers messing up their sites, but
So a question got thrown in here from Lee, and he says, do you think, or don't you feel that people should shoot specifically for the face should just go play paintball as it's safer?
But it's shooting people. The thing is, airsoft is a safe sport as long as you're wearing the correct protective gear, correct? Now, compulsory gear in airsoft is glasses or goggles, correct? That's it.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, maybe that's a point in terms of does airsofters need to be almost held more accountable to the fact that we kind of get a choice. I mean, we can wear mesh, we can wear shooting glasses, we can wear full seal, we can wear full face. We don't have to wear lower face. It's unless you're under 18. Yeah.
Well, paintball used to be like this. Now, a long, long time ago. Again, it was just goggles. Again, different. Some countries still allow it, but it's very rare to see. Most people do team a set of goggles with mesh, especially like the German communities and the French communities. They love that Milsim stuff over there. But back in the late 90s, the early 90s, late 80s, it was just goggles. But it got changed because the technology was getting better and people started losing teeth. Yeah, so they made it compulsory. Now, whether Airsoft should do that now because people don't like it, then that's something. But again, you ask the mass community of airsofters, we're going to make people don't like headshots. We're going to make compulsory full face gear, and most airsofters go, no, we don't want that, but we don't want to be shot in the head either. Again, I think it's airsofters that potentially trying to push the responsibility to the shooter when it should be their own responsibility. If they don't want to get shot in the face, wear full face.
See, I think it'd be interesting, and I can't remember if we have talked about it on the show before, but there was a video I know that definitely Sarah, Graham and I shared about a company that's making an arcade game with that fires a BB gun. And the moment you put the gun away from the screen, it stops firing. So there's technology in there to obviously prevent it from becoming dangerous. And I wonder if within iPro you can have it embedded that you couldn't aim for the face, and would people be more in favour of that and less in favour of headshots, or would people go, no, I still want headshots because ultimately people like inflicting more pain on people?
I disagree. I disagree with that entirely because we spoke earlier that it's like we don't think that the technology in airsoft is good enough that you can actually physically aim for a face and it will hit the face.
If the technology was there to prevent that anyway, so that wasn't a thing, we remove it from the conversation straight away, wouldn't that be a good thing to bring into it?
Or would you just get one guy going like that the whole time trying to make sure that he's facing your barrel so he doesn't get shot?
He'd be dizzy and sick by the end of it.
I do think if airsoft got to a point where the technology was at the height where wherever your crosshairs was, it was going to hit, and headshots are going to happen. When you're spraying, you could send a line of. I mean, how many do they shoot per second? Some of them shoot like 15, 20 a second,
30, 40.
Well, all right, yeah. Okay. If you're shooting 30 BBs spraying around like this, do you think that one of them might hit someone's face? It's possible. So I think if it ever got to a point where it was so accurate that that I think you would have to move to full face as compulsory. You would have to, but whether it should. I don't think it should be down to the shooter because again, if someone shot someone by accident, then how can you police that? Are you going to penalise someone for accidentally getting startled and shooting someone in the face by accident? It's not policeable.
But within other areas of shooting sports, so like actual 2-2 rimfire shooting, everything, the shooter is responsible for every single shot that you put out there. And it's one of those things that I don't think there should ever be a circumstance where it's cool to just blindly spray and pray at people because you're not in control when you're doing that. Now, that's just my personal opinion. So, internet, don't fucking tell me that you disagree with me, right? I'm all for like make things as safe as possible and you know, eliminate as many risks as we can, but we can still have fun doing it. So, you know, it makes me laugh that we're in an industry that sort of glorifies guns, but yet doesn't follow any of the basic firearms safety. You know, there's 5 basic firearms safety rules, and you can go to any airsoft site, and you know, you may be able to tell me, Ash, whether the same happens on paintball sites of dickheads waving guns in safe zones. Guns may still be loaded. All of these, you know, really bad things that I think we can all agree are stupid things to do. But then also, you know, you then take what I think is the best principle of the firearm safety rules is be aware of your target's foreground and background. So you're always aware of where your projectile is going to go, so that you can't turn around and go, well, I accidentally hit someone. You know, I mean, yes, we have things like wind, and I fully accept that. But, you know, the chances are wind isn't as big a factor as we make it out to be. You know, the wind isn't going to take it 4 foot over and accidentally hit someone in the face. You know, I think that's a rarity. Again, internet, don't tell me otherwise because I don't care. Go on, Graham, I know you want to jump in.
No, I believe everyone should be responsible for their shots, but I don't think that in terms of, you know, don't blind fire because you're responsible as a shooter. But I'd almost agree with Ashley that you can't control where those BBs go once they've left the barrel, as long as you've shot them in the right direction. Yeah. Especially, and again, I mean, me and Jim, we've spoken about this before in terms of the fact that everyone's trying to push for harder and higher duel limits, more rounds a second. It'd be different when where you will find single shot at someone and you're kind of taking placements of your shots. But if you go to a general skirmish game when someone's got an ARP9, 5,000 BBs in a drum mag and just hold the trigger down, I think that's the problem you've got, is that they are shooting in a direction. Most of them aren't looking down iron sights, let alone a red dot or anything like that.
Yeah.
How many airsofters are even using their iron sights to say, I know where that shot's going?
Exactly, yeah. It's this. I get the point that you're making, but airsoft is not at a point where you can accurately 100% every single time go, that's exactly where my BB is going to go. It could hit a branch and ricochet off and hit someone straight in the face. Oh my God, you did that on purpose, ban him. It's just, but at the same time, I get that players should be responsible where their shot goes. But when you've got equipment that you know isn't accurate, you're going to be firing a lot. That's where, you know, and that's
the shooter isn't accurate, and it's just pure luck.
I don't know if you've seen this, Sarah, but you know, 9 times out of 10 when I've been on site, if you accidentally hurt someone, or you accidentally, you know, it's a ricochet or whatever, or you pull the trigger just a half second too late, and someone goes, oh fuck, I've been hit, you know, that person shot me. But both people tend to meet in the middle somewhere, or there's a marshal involved. And usually the person that's pulled the trigger is actually really apologetic about it. They're not being a dick about it. They go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
I've rarely seen it where someone went, yeah, so what, and just fucking walked off.
Yeah, 99% of the time, people have either found me afterwards or apologised immediately. I've never had any experience of deliberate headshot that I know of. Majority of the time it's been accidental, and when I've been hit in the face, and I just get over it. I just literally get over it. It's the moaning about it that gets me. It's the going on the internet and moaning about it, or moaning about it to a marshal. If your face isn't properly protected at the time, it's not on the shooter, it's on you. And that's my feeling on it.
So Sarah says, man the fuck up. You heard it here.
Well, you know, I'm growing that beard, you know.
We should get T-shirts done for Christmas.
I was saying that'll be the next T-shirt going down. I think that's a brilliant way to kind of end that part of the discussion there, because I don't think anyone's really going to say, here's the definite answer. I think you're going to get a lot of people both sides. It will be interesting to see Airsoft in 5 years, if we make it through that long, through regulation and legislation, in terms of whether full face does become something that's mandatory. I know we've had conversations in the past with the 40 mic, which is right there. How Airsoft, yeah, how Airsoft Innovation said, what, you wear shooting glasses and you don't wear full face protection because it's just seen as unacceptable. Yet over here we still run mesh, let alone full face.
Yeah.
Some interesting. Ashley, before we do end off here, I need to ask you. Yeah.
In an hour already.
It is an hour already. Can you believe it? I'm now producing. I'm now going to be doing with our guests at the end a lightning round. So just some questions here, because what I want to do is collate all the information with all the guests and see what they're like at the end. So if we can go with paintball or airsoft on here, because obviously you're an exception to our normal guests.
Yes.
What is your favorite weapon of choice?
At the minute, it's an AK-74U. Is that what it is, Michael?
Brilliant.
It's a small one. It's a small with a wood thing on it.
Anything that's not an M4 is a good one, my standard.
Yeah, I'm not the M4s at all. Magda loves the M4s. I beast her over it all the time and tell her that they're no good. But no, AK-74. I played with it the other week, and I had an amazing time. It was great.
Brilliant. Yeah. Gameplay wise, you're kind of generic skirmish player, speed sim or milsim, and you want to show that on both sides of the paintball and airsoft.
In paintball, I like milsim. I like really diving into the sniping aspect of it. For the airsoft I like friendly walk-ons. I like going down, meeting a few people, having a laugh, having some nice food, getting out in the woods. Because there's a lot more airsoft games than there are magfed games. So for me, it fills the gap. I get to go outside and shoot some people. I'm a casual airsofter.
So it's official. Nobody here likes Speedsoft. Okay, next question.
Oh no!
I can't wait to.
Didn't even the Speedsoft does not like Speedsoft. Didn't the only site we have go?
Doing Speedsoft from now on.
Say that again.
Magda said, the Polish airsoft girl. She said she's going to be ditching the milsim and starting Speedsoft from now on.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry. Anyway, next question. Sorry.
Your favourite site or event that you've been to?
Sorry, what was that? The best event I've been to?
Site or event that you've been to?
Ooh, in airsoft or paintball?
Either. And I know you've done some really cool MOD sites, but I don't know if that is your favourite site.
Oh God, there was an event. They used to do airsoft. It was called the Givet. It was on the Belgian border. And they used to run airsoft games. So I ran a paintball game there, and it was amazing. It was like the best venue I've ever been to in my entire life. It's on the top of this fort, which overlooks the town, and it was brilliant. But Senny Bridge is also really good, and I've got a special place in my heart for Senny Bridge. Just the drive up to Senny Bridge, it's like, you go into a special place, and I do like that. Yeah, so those two are probably very, very high on my list. One that I think I'm really looking forward to play is called Strassa in Sweden. And that's I think it's an airsoft site, but we're going to be magfed, and it's an old abandoned copper mine, and it basically just looks like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max. There's about 100, 200 container city there. Yeah, it's crazy. Next question.
That was really cool. Okay, if you could we're getting deeper now. If you could change one thing, whether it's airsoft or paintball, what would it be?
Oh God, okay, I could do both. In paintball, I wish admins actually did admin and moderators actually moderated. Probably make the Facebook groups a little bit better place to be. That's for both paintball and airsoft, though, I guess. I don't know. I quite like. Actually, yes. Here's one. One thing is you guys have variable limits. So the snipers shoot 500, the DMRs shoot 450, the M4s and assault rifles shoot, is it 350?
Yeah.
300? So we don't have that in paintball. So my first strikes can shoot further than normal paintballs, but I would like varied feet per second for paintball. So that way, because people can put this in a pistol and fire just as far as me with my massive rifle. And I don't like that. I prefer to have variation on the field. If someone's got an advantage of range, they don't have the advantage of firepower. So you choose, just like in Call of Duty, you choose your class and you have advantages and disadvantages with that. I wish paintball had more of that. Very
cool. And last of all, it's your turn to throw someone under the bus. Who do you think we should bring on as a guest to Airsoft Radio and throw some questions at?
Oh, well, I do have one person in mind that probably would be. Oh, God.
I believe he's been called out enough times in this chat.
Well, you know,
Always welcome.
It's a good friend, you know, and I don't mind. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, you put me on the spot because I don't actually know many airsofters. Do you know what? Barney from Red Alert. There you go.
There we go, Barney.
So if he's watching, Barney, I want you on here. I want you on here.
And that's your title at Red Alert, is it?
Yeah, so he's kind of like, he runs the airsoft games at Red Alert, and he's just like, he has a very, very good set of rules that I haven't seen at many airsoft places or even paintball places, and I think he's doing it right, and his airsoft site is growing massively because of that. So I do think that it's he has a lot of value to bring when it comes to, you know, what you can add to a game in rules and mindset and attitude for organizers, marshals, and players. So I think he'd be a really good shout to bring on. And he's a good laugh. He likes his World War II stuff.
That's cool. And we always like to have site owners jump on because it's a completely different insight into airsoft and the industry and the community. So it'd be really cool. So finally,
as well, so
yeah. Finally, where can players go find out more about you?
Well, yeah, I have the typical YouTube channel, the Hidden Hedgehog. You know, I kind of post on the Instagram as every airsofter does as well, and paintballer. So, yeah, just the Hidden Hedgehog. Find me on the social medias, and have some banter with me.
And it's worth saying there. Go on.
I was like, unless you're an airsofter, from which, yeah.
There's been a surprising amount of airsofters who actually plugged you over the years, haven't there? Whether it's been Bodge Ups, whether it's been Novrich. I mean, you featured on Novrich's channel.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's been crazy. It's just because my videos were different. When I first started my channel, I looked at everything that was out there at the time and said, right, I don't want to do any of that. I want to do something different. And I got spotted by quite a few big airsofters and stuff, which was it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Although it did surprise me when Novrich recently did his paintball versus airsoft, and all he put in there was operators, and I'm just like, "Come on, dude! I'm here! Hit me up, man! Hit
me up!" Yes. Well, that is it for another week. But before we go, I do want to say a big happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Mark, who is watching, who has been messaging all night long on the chat. So if he is still watching, a happy belated birthday if he sees us on a replay. Jim, Sarah, what are you up to over the next couple of weeks? Any games or between now and next week?
I'm not doing anything.
No games for you?
No. I'm marshalling in a couple of weeks at Reaper Ops. But no. Nothing until then.
Jim, you working on every site on every weekend?
Yeah. I was at Ace yesterday, which was really good fun, and then SEO this weekend coming. Terry and Mikey, they've got an event on. I think it's their last one of the year, so that'd be a nice little send off. But other than that, just dealing with life and grown up shit that really isn't fucking boring. But I don't know if we've done this yet. Big congratulations to you, Graham, because you've now got a new responsibility, haven't you? I think it's the first time you've mentioned it on the show.
I do have a little
Graham's a daddy.
Yeah, so we are back now, and the little one is still little, still loves all the time in the day. But yes, it's good to be back, and thank you very much. That is it. Thank you once again, Ash, for coming on the show. Guys, definitely check him out. All the links to his channel, the Instagram, everything like that will be in the comment section right now, along with all our handles. Tune in next week as we will have a brand ambassador joining us on stream. I won't reveal who it is right now, but we'll be talking about brand ambassadors in Airsoft.
The
biggest brand ambassador for himself.
Graham, have you got it?
But yes, we'll be talking about brand ambassadors in Airsoft, their roles, what they do, what value that they bring to the community, and it'd be great to hear your opinion on brand ambassadors and also how to become one. That said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Awkward.